What is up, guys? My name is Rice. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a brand new video. Yes, I apologize that again I am not streaming. I will explain in a second. But my name is Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played our second to last home game, our third to last game of the season, against the Ottawa Senators. We were in Ottawa, though you really could not tell by the crowd. Yeah, unfortunately, we would end up losing. We will get into that. If you are new here, how we do this. We go through the lines for both teams. I give the little game summary, recap, analysis, and then I give the stats for the Canadiens. And then we work our way on out of here. However, firstly, again, I do apologize that this is a video and not a stream. I've been fed up of today, I'll be honest. We started moving a relative, and it was all the big stuff, the couch, fridge, washer and dryer, stuff like that. It went well. It's just... yeah, the day started out hot, and then it started raining, and right now I'm really hot in more ways than one, but yeah, and then we had to come home, we watched the game, and I was wearing the white jersey, because that's the one I usually wear, and it was really hot, so yeah, I'm doing the video. I know I cannot be live for 2 hours tonight. I'm gonna say some dumb shit, and or be very cranky, and I don't think you guys want that, as funny as that would be. But yeah, so the Montreal Canadiens tonight played in Ottawa in whatever their arena's name is. I actually forget what it's called. Canadian Tire Center. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, again, because I'm fed up, and B, because you guys probably don't want to hear me rambling for 25 minutes about why moving sucks. Because you guys probably already know that. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Gallagher, Newhook, Armia, Harvey Pinard, Evans Anderson, and Pezzetta, Dvorak, Ulanen, Matheson, Barron, Struble, Savard, Harris, Kovacevic. Around the blue line, Caden Primo gets the start in net, and Sam Montembeault backs him up, as I would expect 1,000% that they will split the net between the last two games, because it is a home-and-home back-to-back. So my bet would be Primo in Detroit and then Montembeault in Montreal. But if you really do want to send the fans home happy, maybe give him Primo, because he's kind of been the better goalie. I think they've both been good, but Primo's kind of been the better goalie, I think, this last little stretch of 10 or so games. But I don't know. I'd be completely fine with starting the starter at home for your last game of the year. But then again, Ryan Poehling happened with, I think, the third string in net. So, yeah. The opening lines for the Senators were Tkachuk, Pinto, Batherson, Joseph, Gregg, Giroux, Katchuk, Castle, Kelly. I'm not saying it. Imama, as apparently they called him in commentary tonight, but Imama, Schmegel, and McIlwain. Sanderson, Zub, Chikrin, Bernard Docker, and Shabbat Branstrom on the blue line. Jonas Korpisalo got started in net, and Anton Forsberg backs him up, as he's been used to doing. Before the game, we got two things to note. One, this is the last Montreal Canadiens game without Lane Hutson in the lineup. Yes, I'm extremely excited to see how he plays in the NHL. Again, as I mentioned in yesterday's video describing the signing, or talking about the signing, I'm not going to put massive expectations on him. I did have him putting up 4 points in 3 games, but I was assuming he was going to be playing tonight. Yeah, I should probably speak about that, by the way. This was not Lane Hutson's debut game. The news actually came out as I was uploading the video yesterday. Lane Hutson will meet the team, I believe they said tomorrow evening, and then he'll get in the lineup more than likely for the Monday and Tuesday back-to-back games. So, yeah, Lane Hutson unfortunately was not in the lineup tonight, as you guys heard during the lineup, but I just had to confirm again. Yeah, so there's that. Hutson will play the last 2 games of the year. And you know what? I think he ends the year with a goal and assist. I think he has 2 points in the last 2 games of the season. I think Lane Hutson's going to be an easy front runner for the Calder next year. And also, unfortunately, basically confirmed at this point, the Arizona Coyotes are going to be moving to Salt Lake City, Utah. This is tragic for the National Hockey League. I feel bad for Arizona Coyotes fans. They've been an incredibly passionate fan base. I've seen a lot of them on Twitter, because I do a lot of searching around for different fan bases on Twitter. Arizona's are always extremely passionate and not necessarily happy, but they're more than happy to support the team. They love the team. They wanted to stay in Arizona. And it sucks that it won't be. So next year we'll probably be seeing the Salt Lake City Corvos. Yeah, that motherfucker will not stop haunting me. So yeah, unfortunately, Save the Yotes, hashtag Save the Yotes did not work. Poor Arizona Coyotes Twitter admin, by the way. If you guys have not seen, go check out their Twitter right now. He is going through it. Send him a special love from Harry Rice. Don't send him any stuff from my OnlyFans. He's still got to pay for that, though. Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm just going to have a sip. We got McDonald's after working today. God damn, that vanilla tastes good. So the Habs win the draw. Tkachuk gets the first shot within the minute. Yoel Armia, then off of a shot from behind the net, tries to bury a loose puck on a wrap. Off a wrap try. That is off the post, though, or as I put, off the puck. That's when you know I'm not good. Sends them press. Tkachuk ends up tripping Matheson. There's no call, naturally. Joseph pokes at a puck after a whistle. He eats a big cross check from behind by Josh Anderson. You'll have to see it. Anderson actually hit players tonight, by the way. He had 2 really solid hits in the first period, like 2 seconds apart. They weren't, massive, open ice hits. But it was a nice, knock him off the feet type hits, Lots of turnovers from both teams. It was a very sloppy, yet kind of physical game, 7 minutes in. Or 6 minutes in, I should say. It was very sloppy, but it was very fun. Tkachuk and Slavkovsky then shove after a whistle. The shots are 4-1 Ottawa 8 minutes in. Habs go to the penalty kill then, as Armia is called for a high stick on Joseph. They actually missed a double call, as when he did this to the refs, it looks like there was blood. Surprisingly, the refs being in the Montreal Canadiens' favor for once. That would not last the rest of the night. The Canadiens score. The Sens' power play sucks. Evans ends up with a nice strip of the blue line. There's a poke by Matheson. He gets on the break. Nice deke by Korpisalo. And he scores. Beauty of a goal from Mike Matheson to open the scoring. The Habs have a 1-0 lead. They are 1-for-1 on the penalty kill and 1-for-1 on the penalty kill, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Habs then go to the power play. As during the penalty kill, Schmeckel is called for a rough. We'll get 30 seconds of 4-on-4 into the Habs power play. The Sens press. Habs look good on the power play. Matheson tries to set one up. He's not able to get it through, though. Habs end up being 0-for-1 on the power play tonight. And then we get into arguably my biggest complaint tonight. I think this has to be the biggest complaint. Second is the goal that's scored during the first period. We'll get to that in a minute, though. So Nick Suzuki, he's in a puck battle, They got Ridley Gregg in there. I think it was, I think Slavkovsky was in there with a couple Sens as well, And sometimes players are like, okay, cross check, and dig for the puck. Ridley Gregg gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gives at least 6 cross checks to Nick Suzuki. And the refs tell him at 4, watch the stick. And he keeps going. He gives him a good 4 or 5 more cross checks. So Nick Suzuki turns around, boom, gives him a nice pop right to the fucking nose. Right to that giant fucking schnauzer he has. I don't even know if he has a giant schnauzer, but I just want to say that because I think it's funny. And the refs call Nick Suzuki. So Ridley Gregg, apparently players in the NHL, you are now allowed to cross-check a player 13 times. But if they hit you once, they're going to the box. I think that's pretty retarded if you ask me. Sends pressure. This is stopped by Primo on Pinto in the slots. Say that 5 times fast. Not the only thing Pinto messes up in the slots. And then the Senators score. Brady Tkachuk in the blue paint. He kind of runs Primo. His skate interferes with him. Why should that be a call? It's a tie game. Marty ends up challenging for coaches. Ends up being his coach's challenge for goalie interference. And it's not successful because why the fuck should a referee making his NHL debut not try to make a good impression with the fans? I forget who the official was, but he's so fucking irrelevant. He's not going to play many more games. Habs end up being 1-for-2 in the penalty kill as a result of the goal. And they go right back because it's an unsuccessful coach's challenge. We're called a delay game. Gallagher gets sent to the box for to serve the penalty. I don't know if it had to be one of the 5 players on the ice, but usually they would send Caulfield. So my assumption is that, they probably had to put one of the 4 players on the ice during that goal. So that made sense why it was Galley, because usually they do put Caulfield in to serve any delay of game bench miners. But yeah, Sens try to work the Habs, but unlike the last power play, they don't get chances. Habs are easily able to clear. Matheson actually thought about going for another highlight reel goal. Habs, regardless, end up being 2 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight. Greg with a hit on Newhook behind the net. That kind of buries him. Armia then causes a giveaway. He nearly converts on that. There's a wide open net. Just can't finish it as there's 4 Sens right in front, covering for a fallen Korpisalo. With 10 seconds left, Habs press with the top line. Korpisalo stops a shot with his net. I believe, with his helmet, I should say. I believe that came from Slav. And that would tie the shots up 9-9. The score 1-1 after the first period. Pretty entertaining first, I do have to say. It was a very, very fun back and forth first period. Let's hope for the same for the second. Spoiler, it wouldn't be. The third would be where it gets exciting again. The opening minute, the Habs end up pressing. There's a turnover, and Brandstrom on a break just shoots it wide. And then the Habs score. Goal Caulfield. Welcome back to the NHL. We've missed you sorely. That is, I believe, his 6th goal, or 5th goal in his last 7 games. He buries that on a rebound, loose in the crease. Struble and Savard get the assist just 1 minute and 37 seconds into the second period. Habs then nearly score again right off the face-off. Caulfield with a nice shot that ends up on the blue line. He's coming around the net, just isn't able to see it in time to poke it in. That ends up getting turned away, unfortunately. It's funny because the puck, he shoots it, it's rolling to the goal line, and then just kind of weirdly takes that turn. Looked very robotic. Obviously, it's not. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to accuse the NHL of rigging their pucks. But it's just kind of funny how going goal line and then just kind of takes that last second curve. That was pretty funny. Sens press for a tie. Struble nearly bobbles the puck. Immediately does recover, so no harm, no foul. Sens, though, off a bad turnover. Primo makes a quick stop. And they go to the power play. Savard's called for a trip. And today's stream is sponsored by DraftKings.com. That's right. Shane Pinto himself scores. Stream's not sponsored, by the way. I feel like I have to clarify that. That's a joke. But Shane Pinto scores for the tie game. It was a good shot, but that sucks. Habs are 2 for 4 on the power play. I was jumping the gun there. Armia had been the cause of 3 really good giveaways. Well, bad for the Sens, but he was a really good recipient of 3 giveaways by the Sens. He had a very solid game up to this point, despite not having the puck much. You know, those 3 giveaways that he caused nearly generated scoring opportunities. Armia, honestly, I'd have no issue keeping him for next year. I did not think that I would be saying that a year ago, but legit, I'd have no issue keeping Yoel Armia for next season, either trading him at the deadline or just letting his contract run out. I like Yoel Armia now. He's playing quite well. If Yoel Armia can do it, why can't Brendan Gallagher and Josh Anderson? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Newhook gets in on a breakaway. He then gets hooked. So why would there be a penalty? Yeah, that's right. There shouldn't be. I agree. Sens press the other way. There's a good save by Primo. Habs do their best to hold him up. And there would be a too many men penalty after a commercial break. It's the Sens to the penalty kill. The Habs go on the power play for too many men. Surprisingly, it's the Habs to the power play. Habs don't get much early. There's some clears by the Sens. But then the Habs score late in the power play. Cole Caulfield with a snipe past Jonas Korpisalo. Matheson Newhook with the assist. It's a nice pass. Blue line to blue line. Caulfield just rifles it. 27th of the year. That is a new career high in goals for Cole Caulfield to give the Habs the 3-2 lead. 1 for 2 on the power play for the Canadians. By the way, this is apparently a down year for Cole Caulfield. A career high in goals, assists, and points. It's a down year. Habs press for the multi-goal lead. Anderson ends up running to a Hab. The Sens nearly capitalized, but a good pair of stops for Primo. Habs go to the power play. 4 minutes left. Giroux's called for a trip on Matheson. More so a slash, but just either way, it is a power play. It is a penalty. Habs really don't get much. They pressured a little, but the Canadians, but the Sens didn't really. The Sens really did their best to hold them off. So the Habs end up being 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Sens end up pressing. There's some more chances, and they'll get a last-minute power play. So Anderson gets whacked in the face on a follow-through. That's why it doesn't get called. And he ends up interfering with, I want to say it was Ridley Gregg in return. It was either Gregg or Pinto, one of the two, I believe. So yeah, of course, Josh Anderson would be that fucking stupid. Sens press, but the Habs do get some clears. Sens will get nearly 1:05 of power play time to start the third. And after the buzzer, Shane Pinto with 3 cross-checks to Matheson against the boards. Refs obviously wouldn't call that because why would they? Shots are 21-16 for the Sens, but the Habs maintain a 3-2 lead after the second period. Sens get on the power play, and they score 47 seconds in. Brady Tkachuk ties the game up for the 3-3 tie. Habs are 2 for 5 on the penalty kill. Habs press after the goal. Caulfield gets blindsided by Shabbat after a Habs press. Of course, there's no penalty. Why would there be? Habs press again. Senators come back the other way. There's some good chances for Primo. Looks calm and collected in the net. Habs then go to the penalty kill again. So, yeah, I just realized I was going to get a screenshot of the power plays for tonight's game. I was going to consider making that the thumbnail for tonight's stream, but nah, I got to stick with tradition. I got to keep up the happy and sad thumbnails. But either way, Armia gets called for a hook on Matthew Joseph. It was an obvious one, but given some of the shit that they've been letting go, that was obvious. Yeah, come on. Sens press. Habs do get some clears. Tkachuk has a good look at that stopped. Pinto in the slot has a stick break on him. Habs end up 3 for 6 on the penalty kill tonight. Sens get some shots. They try to break Primo. Tkachuk, not like running into him, but just they try to break you know what I mean. Tkachuk has a nice deke, but he's not able to finish as there's a poke by Primo. Gallagher centers a puck to Armia. That one just gets stopped. There's no one there for a rebound as Korpisalo had fallen over. And then right back the other way, a great save by Caden Primo. Drake Batherson gets in. It's a near 2-on-1. Cross crease to Matthew Tkachuk is suddenly an Ottawa Senator. Off to Brady Tkachuk. He gets robbed of the hat trick. Primo is a grade A thief. Sens press for the lead. Habs with some good D. Giroux gets on a break after he blocks a shot. Kovacevic gets back in time, and the shot just goes wide. Schmeckel then in the slot deflects a shot just wide in the net. It's one of those shot and then tries to bat it, but it's just wide. That admittedly would have been fun. And then the Habs score with 4 minutes left. Alex Newhook puts the puck off Jacob Chychrun, and it deflects in the net. Habs take the 4-3 lead with 4 minutes left. Gallagher and Savard get the assists on that goal. Sens press for 3 minutes left. There's the goalie pull with 2 minutes left. And they tie it up with just over a minute. I think it was a minute 3 seconds left. Thomas Chabot redirects a puck into the net. That is unfair for Primo to have to face that. It is unfortunately a 4-4 tie game into overtime. Shots are 40-23 for the Senators. Both teams kind of had a minor press in the final minute, but just wasn't really anything where it was like, oh shit, they could score. It was just more so, okay, yeah, you're going for the, hey, we're trying to win in the final minute type deal. Okay. And in overtime, there's back and forth action I can't even keep track of. I need a notebook for next season or a laptop or just something where I can take notes in real time in a way. Obviously not, shot gets deflected. There's a block shot. Not counting everything, but just, take my notes in a more appealing way, I guess you could say. There's several takeaways, a few block shots. Korpisalo ends up coming out to play a puck, but it's not in that little trapezoid. Suzuki steals, he tries to wrap and bury it, but a stop by Korpisalo there. There's a couple chances for the Ottawa Senators as well. They pressure in the last minute of OT. Tkachuk has a shot stopped, and then Chabot gets stopped with 17 seconds left. He had time to shoot, couldn't get all of it though, thankfully. We end up going to a shootout. Shots are 44-25 for the Senators after 65 minutes, and again tied 4-4. Tkachuk's the first shooter, nice deke. Primo makes a save. For some godforsaken reason, Nessulin is still getting chances in the shootout. He dekes, and obviously he does not score. Drake Batherson in, and he scores. It's a nice wrister past Primo. That sucks. Caulfield, he's in, and kind of Devin Setaguchi-esque. He doesn't fall over, but he just goes for a shot, and he ends up the puck just falls off his stick. That really sucked. Gotta feel bad in a way, but then again, the guy makes $8 million, so, yeah. Giroux comes in, he goes for the slopper, and easy stop with the blocker for Caden Primo, and it's all down to Nick Suzuki to tie the game up. Comes in with a nice deke, but Korpisalo stays with him for the save. Drake Batherson scores the only goal in the shootout, the game winner, technically. Senators do win. I say 5 technically because they don't recognize a game winner in shootout, I don't think. I still think that shootout goals should count towards your actual goal total, but that's just me. Senators get the win in the shootout 5-4. The final shots, of course, 44-25. They win 9 in a row against the Canadiens, which I believe ties an all-time record. Not an all-time. A Senators record for most wins against the franchise. They didn't say who the other franchise they did it against was, but they said that they would tie. If they won this game, they said in the first period, they would tie a franchise record for most wins against a single franchise. They didn't say who the other franchise was. And I said good on them for destroying their own rebuild. Yeah, they're still above the Montreal Canadiens last time I checked, which I think is absolutely hilarious that the Ottawa Senators, by being good late in the season, or quote-unquote good late in the season, is really fucking them. Like, seriously. If we're looking at the league right now, the Canadiens would draft 5th. The Senators would draft 7th. If they win, they can end up drafting 9th, which I know the higher up you draft doesn't necessarily guarantee you get a star, but it certainly fucking helps. So, yeah, the Canadiens with 2 games left, so do the Senators. Funny enough, the Jackets already only have 1 game left. So, yeah, the Montreal Canadiens, they have, unfortunately, not been able to win this game. It was a fun one, though. The Canadiens, unfortunately, despite blowing 4 leads and losing the game, it was fun. It was an interesting last game without Lane Hudson. I'm excited to see the young kid debut next game. Of course, I'm not putting much pressure on him. I'm just expecting, a hat trick and 5 assists in his first game. No. Seriously, though, I'm just expecting, good offensive looks, maybe even if he doesn't get any points. That's all I want to see is just offensive potential out of the kid. That's all I really expect from Lane Hudson, I guess you could say, on Monday when we play. So I'm going to get through these stats, and then we're going to work on our way out of here. Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 33 goals, 43 assists, 75 points. Cole Caulfield, he has 27 goals, 37 assists for 64 points. Mike Matheson with 11 goals and 51 assists for 62 points. I can't believe I want to get rid of this dude during points of the season because holy shit down the stretch, he has been fucking great. I think they said he has something like 9 assists in his last 6 games headed in tonight. Very nice. That's probably, I think, now 7 assists in his last 10. That's ignoring he has like 3 goals during that time as well. Matheson down the stretch, he's apparently a guy you want to have. Yaroslav, he has 19 goals, 29 assists, 48 assists. He just needs 1 goal and 1 assist in the last 2 games. Please, Slav. I know you can fucking do it. Please. Sean Monahan, when he was a Montreal Canadian, had 13 goals, 22 assists, 35 points. Alex Newhook, 14 goals, 19 assists, 33 points. Brendan Gallagher, 13 goals, 14 assists, 27 points. Jake Evans, 7 goals, 18 assists, 25 points. Yoel Armia, 17 goals, 7 assists, 24 points. Caden Gooley, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year. David Savard, they both have 6 goals, 16 assists, 22 points. Josh Anderson, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. Jordan Harris with 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points. Tanner Pearson, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Justin Barron and Jonathan Kovacevic each with 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. Michael Pizzetta, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points. Arbor Jacki, who's unfortunately out for the remainder of the year, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. Christian Dvorak with 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points. Raphael Harper with a goal, 8 assists, 9 points. Joshua Wall, who's unfortunately out for the rest of the year, and Jesse Lunin both have 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Jaden Struble, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points. Gustav Lindstrom with 3 goals and assists for 4 points when he was a Montreal Canadian. Mitchell Stevens, who's currently down in Laval, 2 goals and assists for 3 points. Kirby Doc, who's unfortunately out for the rest of the season. Katie Primo and Sam Wattenbo all have 2 assists each. Brendan Gignac, who's currently back down in Laval, has a goal. And Jake Allen, when he was a Canadian, had an assist. Caden Primo's got both of the Canadian shutouts this season. In terms of fights, Michael Pizzetta's got 8 of those. Arbor Jacki's got 5. Josh Anderson's got 4. Caden Gooley, Jonathan Kovacevic each have 2 fights. Yorsovkovsky, Brendan Gallagher, Tanner Pearson, and Jaden Struble each have a singular fight this year. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share on everything, which includes, but is not limited to, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Farai. Subscribe to Journal Puff Club, the H Club, the Sub Hub, the D Nation. If you remember the Mod Squad, thank you for moderating any comments on iStreams and or interviews. It is much greatly appreciated. Links in the description are the Amazon, which is the PO Box, PayPal, the Discord, the Letterboxd, Spin account, the Twitch, the Streamlabs, and the Habnormals podcast, and the 2024 NHL Playoff Bracket Challenge. All down there as well. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Marius. I'm Marty Hours. Remember, no matter how bad we were last year, how okay we're like this year, and how good we'll be like next year. Go Habs, go baby. Thank you guys again so much for watching. My name is Marius again, and I am out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye guys. 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 Bye guys. Bye guys. Bye.